I am going to say something that might crush your dreams, so beware. Here it goes. You cannot do $1 million in sales until you have mastered doing $1 in sales. Let's talk about your mastery and your potential on today's podcast. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Mastery is consistent and never-ending improvement. Mastery is you being the best version of yourself and reaching your definition of success. The best part is you get to define what success is to you and your food truck business. I see so many so-called positive thinking wannabe gurus saying nonsensical things like, set your goal at $1 million. Just break it down. That's $19,231 a week. Break that down into 7 days and it's $2,748 a day. Break that down into 8 hours a day and that's $344. Now you have a goal. No, you have a math formula. You have a metric. You have a wish. You have a dream. You have an oversimplified, misguided path to disappointment. Saying your sales goal is $1 million is a quick path to quitting. And you're going, Bill, but why would I quit? Because a goal without a plan is just a wish. There are many steps to achieving $1 million in sales. And it just doesn't happen because you're a positive thinker and you write in your journal every single day. Zig Ziglar, and you guys know I love Zig Ziglar. He says he is such a positive thinker that when he goes fishing for a whale, he takes the tartar sauce with him. Now, I'm a positive thinker too, but I have a backup plan for when things do not go as planned, like a leaky boat, the wrong bait, you run out of harpoons, life happens, Murphy shows up, or the whale turns out to be Jaws and takes a bite out of the boat. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into. This is where mastery of your life and your business comes into play. If you were to graph mastery, it would look like a line going up, and that's what we all want to see, sales going up. We want to see profits going up. So mastery is a line going upwards until it peaks, and then it falls back. And it could fall back as halfway from where you started. The business and you languish at this point, the graph flatlines, and it doesn't raise. But at least it doesn't fall. You've plateaued. This is the scary point, and you will experience it. What you do at this point defines you as a person, and if your business survives, or it's going to be closing. Picking yourself up and starting to climb back up is why you need a plan. That goal with the $1 million in sales is just a metric telling you that the plan worked if you were to hit $1 million. At the point that you falter, that means the plan needs to be tweaked. The business needs to be reevaluated. Some action is required to put you back on the path to the $1 million and back on the path to business mastery. If you make the necessary adjustments, the graph line starts to climb again. And I can assure you at some point it's going to peak and then it's going to drop again. It might drop again halfway from where your last plateau was, but it's going to drop. This drop is frustrating, but guess what? It's also common. Very, very few businesses experience a straight line climb and never fall back. And I can assure you in the restaurant industry, they are always falling back. Just go read any magazine that talks about quick service restaurants. They're always looking to get back to basics, and they're trying to fix what's broken. So they've plateaued, they've fallen. They've not reached the potential they think the business can. So this rise, stumble, plateau pattern is often repeated on the path to mastery and a successful business. If you graph that pattern long enough over time, and then you step back from the graph, you know what you're going to see? You're going to see a staircase. Now imagine that, a staircase showing you your success. It's not an elevator. It's not a straight line up. It's a slow and steady process, step by step. That's what mastery looks like. To be a master of food trucking and profitability, you will need to be a student of the industry. You need to read and work to improve your service skills, your cooking skills, your leadership skills, your cleaning skills, everything associated with a food truck. You need to become a student and learn how to be better. You need to practice what you've learned. Spend more time doing than you spend time studying. So let me say that again. Spend more time doing than time spent studying. Think of the 80-20 principle. You've heard it all the time. 20% of your loyal customers generate 80% of your overall sales. All of those 80-20 principles come into play when we're talking about these two steps. Spend 80% of your time doing, practicing, working, improving, and then 20% is spent on learning, reviewing, planning, fixing. Next step, teach others. When you start helping other people, you're also helping yourself. You get to learn about other scenarios and other experiences without maybe having to deal with them directly yourself. You also get to stretch your leadership muscles when you take on that newbie, that new learner. Now, this next part is the keystone. If you don't know what a keystone is, it's the little wedge-shaped piece that goes at the top of an arch, especially in stonemasonry. Both of the sides of the arch lean into that keystone. Remove the keystone, the arch falls. So without that keystone, and that's this next step I'm going to talk about, your success will have limits. And sadly, this is the part that many people ignore because, we don't need it. And here's what you need. You need a coach, you need a mentor, you need an accountability partner. You need someone to hold you accountable for your results as a person, your results as a leader, your results as a business. That someone needs to be able to guide you when the going gets rough. And I promise you, it's going to get rough from time to time. And at some point, you're going to feel like it's just time to throw in the towel. But above all, that someone, that mentor, that coach, that accountability partner needs to understand the how of the food truck industry. A cheerleader's great until the going gets rough. And then you want somebody that actually knows what they're doing in your corner. The rah-rah, sis-boom-bah does nothing for you. But someone saying, hey, if you go out and do this in marketing and you do this in speed of service, your sales will improve. You need somebody with experience. Now let's talk about experience. This is the one that just drives me nuts. Experience is just time in position. And guess what? Time passes equally for everyone. No matter how rich you are or how poor you are, time will pass. And it doesn't matter what your accomplishments are. What matters to you is the results that mentor, that coach, that accountability partner achieved while they were in the position, and then are they able to communicate the how and the why of what they did so you can achieve the same result. If they can't communicate to you the how and the why, it doesn't matter what they accomplish because you're not able to learn. And it's not your fault, it's theirs. Learning always falls onto the shoulders of the teacher. You continue to explain things until you find that one method of communication that the student responds to. That's the mark of a good teacher. That's the mark of a good mentor. Figuring how to get the information out of their brain into your brain in a way that you can understand it and then duplicate it. Otherwise, you're not learning. You're not improving. You're not on the road to mastery. So here are those steps for mastery again. Become a student. Never stop learning. I will soon be 64 years old and I still read books every single day on restaurants, on leadership, on getting better at doing something. It's always about business for me. You need to do the exact same thing. Always be a student. Ask questions and learn every single day of your life. Next step, more doing than studying. It's pointless to study 10 hours a day and only work 2 hours a day. You've got to do more than study. You have to act. You have to practice. You have to do. Be a teacher for the newbies. Learn from their mistakes. Help them get through the tough times. Become a teacher. But here's another little caveat. Still, more doing than teaching. So you're becoming a student, you're becoming a teacher, but you're still doing more towards your business. You're still practicing on your business. Yeah, that has to be paramount. 80% of your time needs to be spent on doing something for your business. And I don't mean out there cooking hamburgers and chopping french fries with your french fry machine. I'm talking about the business. How to generate more sales, how to get better at speed of service, what are your metrics, how can you improve on those metrics. More doing than teaching. And then you got to have an expert in your corner, somebody that knows the why and the how and has the ability to teach you in a way that you understand. When you have those things and repeat that cycle over and over, you're going to have the line climb up. It's still going to fall back, but it's not going to fall back as far. It's going to plateau less frequently, and then you're going to climb again. So you will have a graph that looks like a very steep staircase. That's mastery. You guys can do this business. I talk about all you got to do is have quality service, cleanliness, and community. But you got to learn each of those steps. What do they mean? How can I perform them? What are the metrics for each of those different steps? So that I know that I'm hitting the quality I think I am. I'm hitting the speed of service that I think I am. And if you're not, how do we fix it? And that's where you may have to rely on the expert, the coach, the mentor, the accountability partner. You guys can do this business. But the first thing, become the student of the business and never ever stop learning. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because you know I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.